Good morning, everybody. TGIF. Happy Friday. I'm laughing because Jack is already conked out. He's snoring down here, right at my feet. So, oh, sorry, buddy. Did I wake you? He's had a rough night, I guess. Anyway, happy Friday. Welcome to the coffee sessions. Hope you got you some hot coffee and all that jazz. So, let's see who we got hanging out with us this morning. Darren Birds, happy Friday. Landis says, good morning. Heading to the shop to try to salvage a 3D carb I was 6 hours into when a storm rolled through and power went out for 2 hours. Well, if you got, I don't know what your setup is, but if you got homing switches, you should probably be okay. Larry Gaunt. Good morning, everyone. TGIF. Printing useful stuff today. Battery holders for DeWalt batteries. Good deal. I hope to be printing some. I'm not printing anything right now, as you might can tell. I hope to be printing some useful stuff because I moved my little seedlings. I had them out in the garage just because it's a lot warmer out there, and seeds like really warm when they're first germinating. But I have got some all the seeds. It looks like well, I don't know if all of them, but out of the 5 things, I put 3 seeds in each one, and then I'll be thinning those out as they get a little bigger. But it looks like there's some germinating in each one of those 5, so that's good. And I moved them inside and have my lights set up because now that they're sticking up, they're looking for light once they pop through. So got my lights set up, so I'm going to be working on some kind of little clip thing. I keep changing my mind over how I'm going to do it, and it doesn't take much because those lights I have are just basically the LED strips. And right now I've just got a dadgum wire tie, stuck around there, looped, and then have them stuck through just hanging. But I want to get something a little nicer than that, and something that I can raise and lower the lights. So I'm going to be drawing that up right after the coffee sessions, I think. Clyde's here this morning. Good morning, Clyde. Says he's getting new exhaust on his truck. All right, good deal. Good deal. Thomas Graham is here. Good morning. Jesse's here. Says, morning all. Going to be a rainy day. Yeah. It's sunny here right now, but it looks like we're going to get some rain off and on today too, I think is what Joanne said. Let's see. Leo Steger says, good morning, everyone. High in the upper 80s, low 90s. High humidity also. TGIF. Have a great day. And a thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. We got a few of them over there. Appreciate it, Leo. He also says that his son's nerve burn yesterday. It went well with his son's nerve burn. Good for another 4 to 6 months. I don't know what a nerve burn is, but I'm glad whatever it is, it went well. His favorite solar man's here. Good morning, Ryan. Be Sharp is in the house. Good morning, Lonnie. George is here. Good morning. Monroe says, good morning. Painting a project I cut on the CNC yesterday. Okay. Mr. Allen's here. Good morning, Allen. George is here. Let's see. Current weather. Expect partly sunny skies. High will be 86. Okay. Kevin Hills is here. All right. Jerry says day 78 and no maters. Okay. I tell you what, it's been disappointing because my tomato plants, because of the heat and all, they didn't put out very many tomatoes, and the ones they did put out weren't very big. But maybe it's just because I don't get tomatoes very often. The ones that I did eat were absolutely delicious. And they're still, I've pulled all of them off. I've still got one or two more uh, to eat. And then there's one more uh, green one still out there on the thing. And I don't think there's any more coming. Might, but I doubt it. It's just this heat's really putting a number on them. So, Mr. Santa Cola's here. Only here for a few minutes. Made my third piece. Video coming later. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Jerry says there are some Arduino projects that do hydroponics and will keep your lights at optimum height, watering and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I haven't, you know me, I don't, it takes me a long time to get fancy. I usually start out very basic. But uh, I did buy it's called a BN Link power surge protector timer outlet thing. And it's got 8 outlets, and 4 of them on the right side of it are on all the time. So if you want to have like a pump or an air thing or something that you want on all the time, you would plug it on that side. Then on the 4 outlets on the other side work off timers, and you can set various ones. So I have set up a timer so I won't have to remember to, because when I was doing my seedlings last year, I was real bad about for either forgetting to turn the lights on or forgetting to turn them off. And it's a wonder they did as well as they did. But so I've got this timer that will, like I said, it's not that fancy. It won't adjust the height of the lights, but it will turn them on and off. So we'll start out with that and see how that works. I think it's going to be pretty nice because when I get the other system that I'm going to be working on while I wait for this little batch to grow, uh, I'll be using, and I've already got I didn't mention it yesterday, but I got a bunch of my parts in. I'm still waiting on a few things, and I still have to go probably to, I don't know, Ace Hardware maybe, or Lowe's or Home Depot to pick up a few little odds and end things of PVC. But yeah, I will be using a air pump that, and some, what do they call them? What do they, air blocks, I guess is what they call them. But I'll have those in the main reservoir that has all the nutrient water. And then I will have a pump that will pump the nutrients up into each channel, and it'll flow back and forth through each channel and then come back out the 4th channel. I say channel there, the square tubes, and then it will go back in the reservoir. So it's just going to circulate that stuff through it. So yeah, I will be using that little timer outlet thing I got. I'm thinking it's going to work really great to help me keep everything going when it's supposed to, and turned off when it's not supposed to be on, and all that stuff. So that's the plan anyway. If I was smart like you, Jerry, I would, because I got 2 Arduinos sitting right here on my desk. If I was smart like you, I would geek out and get all that stuff for it. Rig me up something to raise and lower the lights and all that, or dim them, or whatever it does. Clyde says you can't beat homegrown. I agree. I definitely agree with that. Sean's here. Good morning, Sean. Gary says he slipped in here a little late. It don't matter. It don't matter. Alan says, I want to use my CNC to engrave some 040 plastic nameplates, ABS 2-color, for a VFD panel I am building. Any advice on what bit to use? Well, I don't know. Something pointy and skinny, I would think. Or maybe just a regular little 60-degree V-bit might work, I guess. I don't know. I've got some of that 2-color stuff. Man, some of that stuff I bought, and then I was going to do it, and then I never did. But I bought it to do, I can't point right, these kind of things. Because these two are actually wood with a very lousy paint job, and it doesn't look that bad because it's on the other side of the wall. So that's the only reason I keep them up there, is because it's only if you walk in and look at them up close, you can see how crummy the paint job is. But I got some red, I forget what they call it. I think it's called Color Core or something, where it's red on the outsides and then it has white on the inside. I got it from Inventables. And one of these days I'm going to get around to doing those the proper way, using that Color Core stuff, and it will look better. Although those have been hanging back there for a long time, and nobody's ever said about anything about how crummy they look, because like I said, from a distance they look okay. My paint job, I hate painting, and it just didn't do very good. So anyway, those of you who were here yesterday, if you remember, I was running my new Z carriage back there on number 1, the quiet one. And if I can hold this up here, it came out really nice. So gonna work great. I'm sure glad I didn't cut these off before, because this is the one I was going to use before. And as you can see, or I think you can see, it's a lot shorter. So I'm glad that's why I never cut anything. I haven't cut the lead screw or anything either. I don't cut anything until right when I'm getting ready to install it, because I did change my mind, and now made this thing a lot longer. But the print did finish. Took a little over, I think it was like 16 hours and 5 minutes or something. And it is rock solid and going to be pretty nice, I think. So I'll probably try to get that installed today. Maybe even shoot a little video. Who knows? But I think that'll be a lot nicer than the little stock thing, because you just don't have much room at all. And like I said, this one, the one that the shorter one, the stock one is basically ends right here. It's just from here to here. It's really short. So I think this is going to be a little better anyway. So look forward to getting that on there today. Well, since it's Friday, what's anybody got planned for the weekend? I, of course, will be doing the Hobby CNC with Dave show tomorrow night. Probably live from the shop again, because last week we did the little tests on the 60-degree V-bit from Cadence Manufacturing, and I have followed up and the two that were masked, one was with the aura mask and the other was with that old plain old shelf liner. And I have I threw some cardboard down on half of that of each one, half of the aura mask and half of the shelf liner, and put polyurethane on half of each one of those, and then come back and painted. So we'll have a few things to see whether the paint bled on the ones that I tried to seal with the urethane, which it shouldn't have. And then of course, I think everybody's expecting to see a little paint bleed on the right side, which is just spray painted with the masking material, no polyurethane. So we'll be doing that live, and of course talking about whatever else pops up. So anyhow, come join us tomorrow night if you're so inclined. George says, you said yesterday, but I missed it. How much cutting height do you get? Well, it's hard to talk about the cutting height because with these little things, some of the bits don't stick out very much. But then if you say, well, I'm going to use, because I do have a 1/4 inch collet for this. When you stick a 1/4 inch bit in there, it's going to stick out a lot longer. That's one of the reasons why I wanted a lot more height and some more Z travel, is because you were really limited on what you could do with this thing and what bits you could use and what thickness of material. Because if there were times when I had to be careful of because I think when I was doing one of those 3D carves and when I was doing that round to it thing, you have to be careful that when it gets done, it doesn't come up too high, because it's going to, bottom out up here or top out, whatever you want to call it. But now I shouldn't get anywhere close to that. And because you can see how even with a bit sticking down here, I'm not even anywhere close to this now. So, but as far as again, like I said, I can't really figure out what the Z height, or let's see, what'd you say? How much cutting height. But there is now, from the top of this, when it's all the way in the down position to where it bottoms out here, that's just over 4 3/4 inches. So it's a ton more than what the stock one was. So George says, I am astounded how you make those upgrades for the 3018 with the 3D printer. It's not really that hard. At least it's not that hard for me, because that's what I've done. That's the kind of stuff I've done, not with 3D printed parts, but reverse engineering metal components and sheet metal stuff and all that. That's what I've done for years. So as far as designing the stuff, and like I said, I'm just fortunate that the printers work as well as they do, because I don't know anything. I just stick it on there and hit go and hope that it works. And I did have a little trouble with that one, as I mentioned yesterday, but once I took the radii off those 4 corners, then it worked perfect. Jesse says, I'm doing projects for my church, mostly basic woodworking, but I sneak in some CNC. Yeah. I saw that, whatever it was you posted the other day. That looked pretty nice. What was it, a podium thing or something? I can't remember what it was, but it looked pretty nice. I like that. Oh, that coffee's so good. But yeah, I got lots going on here, actually, because I still, as I mentioned yesterday, I It was a small tabernacle. Okay. Yeah. Um, I still got to shoot a video for that double-sided plate, that bed plate or whatever you call it. And I think I mentioned yesterday, maybe I didn't, but I did peek into that and open it up, and it has and I didn't know it had this. I thought it was just the plate, but it comes with the double-sided plate, but then it also comes with that magnet stuff. And of course, you're supposed to stick that magnet stuff on there, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use it. I will demonstrate the plate, and I hope that it works well. But I like my stuff just the way it is, and I done learned my lesson. If it ain't broke, I got a crazy hair hanging down or something. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I will not be sticking that, pulling that adhesive off and sticking that magnet on it. Just ain't gonna do it. If my one of my other existing stock things, PEI sheet or whatever, gets so messed up that it doesn't work anymore, then I will have that to put on. But I'm not going to be sticking that on there. So, and I really didn't realize when I said I would do that it was one of those types. They sent me the link, and I guess I didn't read it close enough, because I just thought it was the thing about it was double-sided, and one side was smooth, so you can get a really smooth print, or at least that's what they say. And then the other side is more the textured surface, kind of like what I already have is, I think. But we'll see. I'll stick it on there. And since I'm not going to be sticking the magnet on there, I'll use the clips, my little binder clips like I have, to hold it in place so it don't slide around. But should be okay, I think. But yeah, George, I got a lot more stuff coming down the pike with this 3D printer thing. For these little machines, I've got. Of course, you haven't seen you've seen me hold them up here, but the little riser. I don't know what to call. I keep calling them adapter plates or whatever. I've already got those on the machine, so it's raised the whole gantry up, and now this will be the final piece of the puzzle for that to make it work really well, I think. But let's see. Wade says those clips work well. I'm not sure. I guess he's talking about the binder clips, I guess. I'm not sure what that means. Have to explain that one to me, Wade. I don't know whether you left the letter off and I've chewed mirror that way. I'm not sure what that comment's about. I ain't had enough coffee yet. I can't. Sometimes I can't interpret those comments if anybody leaves a letter off or okay, used. Okay. And he is talking about binder clips. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the binder clips. I like I said, I see some of those guys on YouTube, and they have the plates where they can just, it's got the little, and that's the way this one is that I'll be reviewing. It has the little thing that sticks out front, so you just pick it up and peel it off the magnet and do that, and then it peels right back on. But I don't have a problem with the clips. I keep them pretty much way out on the four corners. And I don't know, they just work. They're not very high tech, but they work. So, and I'm a simple guy. I like simple things. I want things that work, and I don't care how ugly or whatever they are. If they work, then that's okay with me. But yeah, I will be. First thing I'm going to do today, before I go out there and try to install this, is I will be going in there real quickly. If my battery still works on this thing, let's see if it. Ah, yeah, it's still working today. If you missed it yesterday, I was griping about the battery on this thing. Had to replace one already. But I will be designing some kind of little clip thing, and then that way I can have my 3D printers running a bunch of those. And who knows? I might even try running 3 or 4 on a thing at a time, just because I'm not going to be in here to watch it, and I'll be out there piddling around putting this on. Got some other stuff to put together as well, which some of you might know about, and some of you probably don't, because I haven't really said anything about it, and I've had it a while. And it's still pretty much in the box, but I need to get it out and get it put together too. So anyway, but looking forward to the show tomorrow night. I hope you come join us. And I'm curious to see what happens when I peel that. Hope I can get it off. It's been on there now. I don't know how hard that stuff will be to peel off, because I'd never used it before. But I'm really interested mostly in seeing what happens with that shelf liner, because I just think that's a game changer if that stuff works as well or better than the Aura mask. Okay, George says, okay, the 3018 upgrades so far: raise the gantry, the router motor, new router carriage, original footprint. Okay, all right, yeah. The very first, if you want to call it an upgrade, was, and this one that I have in here, this is that stock motor that they send out with all these, and everybody pretty much agrees this one is really weak. It's like they send this just so you have something to get started, but they know that everybody's going to replace it, either go quite a bit bigger, or the one I got is a Jinmitsu. It's the same physical size, but it will do twice the RPM, and you can just tell when you fire it up, it's built better, because it's like there's no well, I won't say there's no vibration, but there's, it just sounds a lot smoother than this one. This one sounds terrible. And this one will only do, I haven't been able to check it because I don't have one of those guns where you put on it and tell the RPM, but they say it'll do 7,000 to 9,000 RPM. It's supposed to do 10,000, but the other one is, will do 20,000 RPM, and it's just a much, but it looks basically the same, other than it's got a label on it that says Jinmitsu. But it looks basically the same. And that was my very first, and it was $30. Like I said, I paid $154 for the 3018 Pro from Amazon, and then I figured, well, since I got that for practically nothing, what's another $30 for the upgraded spindle, which I'm glad I got, because it is much nicer than this one. But anyway, but yeah, keep hanging around watching, George, and you'll see eventually all the other stuff that I'm going to do with these little machines. They're a lot of fun, I think. Anyway, all right, that was my bell. We need to get this weekend started, looks like. Everybody have a good weekend. Be safe if you're out there in the heat. Don't overdo it. And if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, come check us out, and see. We'll see what the Aura mask and shelf liner looks like when I snatch it off of there. So anyway, everybody have a good weekend, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. If not, we will see you back here Monday for number 531. And of course, that is if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. See y'all.